Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm diving into my base layer setup for my 2024 Pacific Crest Trail Thru-Hike. Now I will be breaking down all the Brooks gear that made it through over 2,650 miles, explaining why quality matters when it comes to gear and why I chose each piece for this journey. Now, this video is sponsored by Brooks Running, so a huge shout out to them for supporting this adventure. So let's get into it. Okay, so first up, let's talk about my top layer. This is the Brooks Luxe t-shirt. This tee weighs around 6.4 ounces or 181 grams. And I wore this like literally every single day on the trail. The Luxe line is made of this super soft, breathable material. I don't know how to, it's soft. I don't know how to describe it other than it's soft. And it also doesn't hold on to odors. Even with how sweaty and gross I was day after day. You're often a week or more away from laundry. So odor resistance is a real lifesaver. I found it comfortable even in the desert when I was trying to stay cool, and in the rain in Washington when I was trying to stay warm. It was all about layering, but having a good base layer was an important start. Okay, so next up is the Brooks High Point 2-in-1 shorts. Now, these shorts weigh in at 9.1 ounces or 258 grams. They feature a built-in liner. And, for a through hike, reducing chafing and staying comfortable is everything. And these shorts handled it really well, especially with the liner. The liner meant that I didn't have to deal with extra layers, like bringing underwear and shorts. And the fabric is very lightweight, but it was really durable. I replaced them a few times because I wore a hole in the crotch. But that's not the shorts' fault. That's a high friction environment. I also really like them for if you have a belly. I can't recommend them enough because they have this wide waistband, and these huge pockets, like all the way around. I wore a fanny pack, so I couldn't really utilize these pockets that well. But if you're not a fanny pack person, you could fit tons of stuff in here. Food, snacks, electrolytes, lots of stuff for the day. Hello! Hey, if you are sitting there thinking, oh, I want to travel more, I want to go on more adventures, come with me. I host trips around the world. We've been hiking in Patagonia, we went looking for the Northern Lights in Iceland, trekking in Nepal, camping in Banff, Canada, in the Canadian Rockies. We do it all, and we have a real good time. Everyone's welcome, and all the details for any current trips, just click that little bubble up in the top corner, or go to my website, jjb.life/travel. And we almost always make at least one group cringy TikTok. So come hang out with us. We're a real good time. Socks are super critical on any hike, especially a through hike. And I used the Brooks High Point crew socks. These are lightweight, moisture wicking. They weigh in at 29 grams or just over 1 ounce for one, so just over 2 ounces for two. They are made out of a merino wool blend. And aside from one blister, which was entirely my fault, I tried to bandage a scrape and ended up causing myself a blister. I didn't have any other blisters. Keeping your feet dry and blister free is a really big part of surviving a long distance hike. Like the PCT, and these socks did a really good job. They also were very odor resistant. I mean, everything is going to smell. That's unavoidable. But they laundered really well. The few times that I hand washed them in buckets and things along the trail, they washed well. And even when they got to that like 3-day crusty point, where there's so much dirt caked in that they're kind of like stiff and can stand up on their own. Even at that point, they did great. Okay, and now the star of the show, the belle of the ball. This is the Brooks Caldera 7 Trail Runner. This is what carried me the entire distance of the trail. I had pre-planned boxes and gear refreshes sooner than 500 miles, but they would have easily made it 500 plus. I changed mine around like 350, 400 most of the time, and they all still had plenty of life left in them. So one of these is 389 grams or 13.7 ounces. That's a little different than what they say on their website, but this does have the laces right now, and it has the factory insole that comes in it. But I just found my scale, and it was 13.7 ounces. Now, this is Brooks' Ultra Trail shoe. It's meant for long distances, so it's cushy while retaining stability. But I can't recommend it enough for long days on the trail, especially for a bigger hiker. The constant pounding on your feet all day, and the extra cushion really makes a difference at the end of the day. It has a 6mm heel drop and great tread. Fairly aggressive. One thing I'll mention, both with shoes and socks, well, all your gear, but especially with shoes and socks, be sure to try them out before you hit the trail. The first day on the PCT or the AT or the CDT or any other long distance trail is not the day to be trying out your shoes and socks for the first time. So make sure you've tried out your shoes with the socks that you plan to wear. If you're going to use insoles, get those in there. Make sure you can work out any kinks in advance. It will save you a lot of headaches on the trail. Okay, and that brings me to something super important when considering a big trek like the PCT, and that is investing in quality gear. Now, when you are out there for weeks and months, cheap gear, it's going to break down earlier, and it's going to be frustrating. It's going to cause problems, logistics issues. That's why when I could afford it, in places I could afford it, I went with higher quality gear. I went with brands like Brooks and Enlightened Equipment and Nashville, brands that I know make really high quality gear that's very durable, that has a really good warranty behind it. So each piece that I'm showing you today was built to withstand, a thru-hike, because durability makes a really big difference in the long run. The trail is so unpredictable, and having gear that you can trust and don't have to fiddle and worry about makes a really big difference in the end. Another big reason to prioritize quality is that it often not only translates into more comfort, but also better performance. I mean, the fabrics in these Brooks pieces, like the Luxe T-shirt and High Point 2-in-1 shorts, they're designed to wick away moisture and prevent chafing and irritation. And so on a thru-hike, that kind of attention to detail really counts, especially when it's 95 degrees in the desert, or you're dealing with unexpected rain in Washington. So it's just a great reason to invest in the highest quality gear that you can afford. That's an important note. Now, yet another reason to make quality-informed decisions is odor resistance. These fabrics are designed to inhibit bacterial growth, which at the end of the day, that's what causes odor. They're also designed to release the odor when they're laundered, so that once they come out of the laundry, they smell fresh and they're not holding on to stink between launderings. Now, I wore these every day on the trail. I refreshed them a couple times, but even after a couple months, they would still come out of the dryer smelling great. Oh, and I can't forget my hat, Tits Out. That's my merch. You can get them on my website, jjb.live/merch. There's all kinds of colors. Just, let everybody know that you're living the Tits Out lifestyle. And that is my base layer setup from the PCT. From the Brooks Luxe T-shirt to the Caldera Trail Runners, every item had its own individual role in keeping me comfortable and protected and focused on the miles ahead. Again, a big thanks to Brooks Running for supporting in this adventure. All the links for all the items are in my bio or at my website /gear. Now, if you are looking to, get into long distance hiking yourself, or you're just looking to build a reliable backpacking kit for weekends, hopefully this video gave you a few ideas. So drop any questions you have below in the comments. Let me know what your favorite base layers are, and don't forget to like, subscribe, do all the things. See you next time. Want to watch another video? Click here. Want to learn more about my upcoming trips? Click here. Want to subscribe and like all my videos and turn those bell notifications on?